Too many of us make business decisions not based upon actual facts of the business. We make a business decision based upon hearsay, everybody else is doing it. These are terrible ways to run and operate your business. I don't think that's actually an agent problem. I think that's a strategy problem. My core philosophy is to look for what is the most useful tool. What are some of the cool things that we're doing in auditing the business? Today, we're going to do auditing of your business. My personal style, which is if I can't see exactly how to go from A plus B equals C equals D in success, if it's not clear to me, goal setting for motivation, like a big hairy Y or add a 0 to the number, I've done all of those things. None of those have worked for me. When I started to talk to agents about, hey, show me your business plan, show me your production numbers, and it's usually very lackluster. There's not much there. I don't think that's actually an agent problem. I think that's a strategy problem. I just don't think the way we've approached it's been successful and useful, right? My core philosophy is to look for what is the most useful tool, the thing that actually you are proud of, it was easy to do, it keeps your focus and attention, and it drives you forward. Most importantly, in making good business decisions. Too many of us make business decisions not based upon the actual facts of the business, the reality of the business. We make a business decision based upon, hearsay, everybody else is doing it. If I can just get one more paycheck, it would be worth it. My least favorite question on the planet, what is everybody else doing right now that's successful? How is everybody else getting a listing? These are terrible ways to run and operate your business. What are some of the cool things that we're doing in auditing the business? Number one is the 5-year review. So for some of my newer clients, you may not have seen this before. I continuously use the Ryan Schramm example. Step one is the 5-year auditing. If we can go back farther, that would be even better. What I'm looking at is lead generation and how you acquire clients. The stack ranking is super important from top to bottom, and looking at it by lead source, seeing units, GCI and volume, all these things. I like over here, we got the 5-year totals. So you can see that past client repeat business, 56 transactions, referrals, right? Sphere of influence, YouTube, right? Farm, great. And then he broke down by units, volume, and GCI over here, right? And then stacked these by percentages. So this was really good. And then, over the last couple of years, you can see down here in the tabs that you've got each year going back. Really helps me as a business coach and you to be able to see the trends in your business, which is at the root cause of lead generation and marketing. And it shows me what's moving up and what's moving down, right? Step number one in auditing the business is really just, can we look at some version of this together in any format possible? I don't care. This is where you're supposed to be prioritizing your schedule, prioritizing your week. This is telling you everything about where you get the highest return on investment, highest and best use of your time. This tells us everything, right? So this should actually have high influence over behavior moving forward. Now, even him, when he was looking at this, he still didn't really get it. My job with you as your business coach is to support you guys with the decision-making from looking at that, right? Should I not in a client party? Look how many past clients you have converted over the last 5 years. Look how much income you've created over the last 5 years. What do you think? Should we do a client party? Oh, you only made $2.2 million from your past clients between repeat business, and that's not including referrals. So of course you should do a client party. Do you guys follow me? When you look at that, the decisions are easy. Should I invest $2,000 or in, should I invest in more pay-per-click? You closed 3 in the last 5 years. You spent $1,000 a month on pay-per-click. What's the obvious answer? Should I hire an ISA? Based upon this, no. Where should I spend my time? Pretty straightforward, isn't it? There's 4 categories that make all the money. How about we just spend some time on those? Should I attend this webinar on some stupid topic? No. This intel should be the way that you make better business decisions moving forward, how you invest your time and money. So that's why I'm using that. If it's not useful, I don't want to do it. I don't want to waste anybody's time. But if you and I can get to a place where we're looking at this thing and it becomes a useful way that we make better business decisions, obviously, market cycles also have a strong influence over the business. As I get to the tail end of this year and talk to agents all over the place, I'm going to hear the same violin song, and people are just not taking into consideration that the market cycle has changed, right? And we're hopefully at the tail end of a terrible market cycle. There's a case for the world coming to an end, and there's a case for optimism, and both of them are compelling. Hopefully next year will be a little bit better. Do you guys follow me? If you look at your transaction count, the dumbest thing I hear from people is like, oh, back in that 1 year that I made all that money, can you tell me why or how you did that? Obviously 2021 for most of my clients, your past clients should be your highest income stream, because in 2021, everybody pretty much traded up. So all of your past clients traded up, sold, bought, got a 2% interest rate. You sold their house for $300,000 more than it was worth. They took all that money and bought another one, and you sold it to them, and you created huge amounts of income. That's just a market trend. And then that fell off a cliff in 22, depending on your marketplace. And then here we are, fast forward to 2024. Some things are trending up, some things trend down. Okay. So step number 1 is the 5-year audit, right? Dig it up. Most of you guys did some work here. You haven't looked at it since you did it. Please resurrect that. Let's look at that together, because that's going to be the foundation for what your goals are moving forward into 2026. I'll put the spreadsheet link. You can just go to File, make a copy. It's not a live document. It's just my copy. So then you go to File, make a copy, make your own copy, change it, edit it, do whatever you want with it. Okay. In a perfect world, I got really excited when I started to realize that I could do a business plan that actually produced results. When I started to do this, my past client repeat and referral business in 2025, I created this many clients and this much income. Yeah, and I did this much effort. Wow. I wonder if could I in 2026 do this many sales and this much income? That's the plan. I was pretty successful with open houses. Some of those clients were from previous years, some in the current year. Look at that. I closed 4. I closed 6. Cool. I worked on that with Coach Patrick, and we did some pretty good stuff. I had some good activity. I wonder if in 2026, could I take it from 4 to 6, 6 to 8? That's real. Hey, YouTube did this. The momentum of my channel, the success of what I've been doing, it's finally kicked in. The trends of the marketplace, it fell off a cliff this year, meaning buyer online activity dropped off. The trend of this market cycle from YouTube is a little down. I better played conservative with my goal for YouTube transactions in 2026. Maybe I can improve my strategy, but I better be conservative about what the transaction count is. If the market cycle shifts in a positive direction, wonderful. But I better play this conservative on this one. That's the planning that I'm interested in doing. Patrick, do you think I can make $1 million this year? Let's reverse engineer that. If you want to make $1 million, you got to do blank number of listings, blank number of buyers. And if you want to do that, you need to go on blank number of appointments. And if you want to do that, you need to make blank number of calls per day. Woohoo, we did a plan, right? It's just absolutely useless, which is why none of you do that. None of you care, and why it doesn't work, because it's not based on anything. If we can look at the 5-year trends, then you and I will have a very clear, you've been doing this, we could probably do that. And then if we make some fixes, improvements, we can probably raise the level. Number 2 is I have been ruthlessly beating you guys up on your databases. I get you to open your CRM, look at the data with me, summarize the data. Almost 25% of you summarized your data, which was the assignment I asked you to do. When I force you guys to do this, it is unbelievable how much opportunity there is for improvement. It's unreal. So this year, the new audit to me is the audit of your database numbers. I would love to know your total number of clients and household. I would love to know the turnover rate for your total number of client households this last year. Tell me the percentage. What was the turnover rate? That would be really cool if we got that established this year. Then your sphere of influence. Everybody you know that owns a property in the marketplace, and you have an address, a phone number, and a reasonable relationship with that person. What is that? Okay, so between those two, your professional network, what's happening there? Okay, so I'd love this year that we establish clarity to total number of households, turnover rate, right? And here's how many listings I took. Ultimately, I want to know what percentage traded up, traded down versus did nothing. You don't have a new client. You listed a property, but you don't have a new client, because that is no longer an available future client, like someone that you can nurture and work and build a relationship with and referrals, right? We need to get some clarity around that. Okay. And then number 2 is I want to know what your referral rate is. How referable are you? I was just doing this audit with Lisa Munoz and Kobe Craig, and it was very interesting. We were looking at referrals based upon client referrals versus agent referrals, which agent referrals has scaled up for her, which is great. So when we looked at the 5-year, agent referrals wasn't a big play. It scaled up. When we looked at the 5 years, online new business was scaling up, right? Agent referral scaled up for 2 very obvious reasons. Her online business scaled up. She started working with me. She was working with Aaron before that. We worked on that. Cool. But again, going back, like what's the total referral count here? I was just talking to Tanya about this. I'm like, okay, agent referrals. Tell me about that. I want to know how many agent referrals are in your database, what percent, and then what your conversion rate was this year and what was it last year. And then what are we going to do to increase your referral rate with agent referrals? Okay, well, how many agents do you have in your database? What do you do? How many events do you go to? What do you do? Right? I mean, if this generates $100,000 to $200,000 in income for you on an annual basis, and we don't actually have a plan, that's weird. Makes no sense. So this year, I want database auditing as a part of the 5-year audit so that we can actually really work on that. Okay? Next in the audit, your geographic territories that you guys are focused on. Show me the numbers. What do you mean? Show me the numbers, right? So Going back to classic example, in Solana Beach, there's 6,500 units. There's on average 200 sales per year. The average sales price this year probably went down a little bit off of last year, maybe somewhere in the range of 2 million. So there was this much sales volume and this much GCI paid out to real estate agents. I want to know that number. Tell me what the total addressable market is and what the numbers are for your geographic territory. If you haven't yet, go get last year's numbers. What percentage of the market share do you have? And then there's this year's number. Let's have that ready so we can set our goals for the actual market share you want in a marketplace, right? Number 4 is we need to audit what's happening online. Okay. So we've been pushing a lot, a bunch of you guys very successful with YouTube. Some of you guys have success with your social media, Instagram, email, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, whatever you're doing online. Some of you have success with AI recommendations. Google Business Profile has been continuously successful. So can we please show me what you did? Well, I sent a lot of emails. How many? I don't know. How many people did you send it to? Let's account for that. Let's take a look at that. What's your version of that? Consistent with my email, right? Dean's got the Friday morning coffee. It's very successful. What does that look like? How does that work? Show me the numbers. Let's audit the plan. Let's figure out what percentage unsubscribe, what percentage are active, what percentage are not active, right? What's the click-through rates, right? How many people actually, generally speaking, come through that? Could we even audit with Dean? Let's audit the PPC leads that you never talked to. Did any of those convert? And is there a percentage there, which would be really interesting to know, versus past clients? Is there a way for us to evaluate that marketing component and learn insights that would give us new ways of thinking about how to expand, grow, and improve the business into 2026? Yes, that's the intel we're looking for in the auditing process, right? And some of you guys may want to look at some new tools this year, right? So the CSUs, the CTEs, some of these, right? They're okay. You know what I mean? Like they're pretty decent. What's the tool that you use? How are we going to look at this? We need to invest time in making sure that your reporting dashboards are good. What's your dashboard? What are you guys looking at? What have you used in the past? Most of you guys create stuff. You don't ever look at it again. It's sitting in your drives. Let's go resurrect that stuff. We've got the 4 main audits that I'm interested in. The 5-year audit by lead source, by GCI, by income, the database audit, deeper than it's ever been before, right? Geographic farm, let's just get the total addressable market. What are we doing? What's happening, right? And then, of course, you're online. Now, I do like that there was a pretty cool marketing audit created by Lindsay. Now let's take a quick look at that. So the next phase, of course, is marketing, right? The marketing audit. What do you guys do? This was killer when I saw it, right? So it's, here's YouTube ads, Facebook post, Facebook ads, Google Business Profile post, LinkedIn post, blog post, Instagram post, database emails, mailers, home anniversary, gifts, client events, community events. Oh. And how did that work? Actions, leads, actions, leads. Actions, leads, actions, leads. It would be kind of nice to look at this, wouldn't it? You guys do a ton of, but I don't know if it's accounted for. Do you know what I mean? And for most of you, we just have to start. How about we just start with 2025? Okay, 2025. I did 10 YouTube videos, 0 leads. How do I find out how many Facebook posts? Just go to your Facebook and count. Oh, Yeah, I didn't know I can do that. Yeah, you can. Well, I did 32 Facebook posts. Good for you. How many Instagram posts did you do? I don't know. Oh, I only did 15. 0 leads. How many emails did you send? Oh, a lot. 0 leads. How many mailers did you send? How many times did you do the Linda letters? I don't know. Can we at least count or guess? Oh, I did the Linda letters like 5 times. Oh, wow. I got 4 listings. And you took 15 listings this year. We might want to do that a little bit more consistently next year, shouldn't we? Oh yeah, good idea. How many mailers did you send to your geographic farm? I don't know. Count. Right? How many leads did it generate? And then wouldn't it be nice if we actually had also some cost over here as well? I would absolutely love to see some version of a marketing audit. The next thing in this marketing audit that would be wonderful would be all of the companies that you paid money to this year. One thing I love about most of my coaching clients is you love signing up for stuff. It would be really cool to see in lead generation, marketing, all the products and services lined out, right, on some type of spreadsheet, right, that just you and I, like, I would love to see that. Most of you guys like what I do, open up my credit card statement and I make a little list and I go delete, 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 cancel. But it would be also pretty cool to start to understand what are some of your highest investments, right, in terms of tools, resources, software, and then is there a return on investment of those? And so it would be nice to start to kind of organize those into by lead source. You know, our websites right now, our website CRM combos usually are most expensive besides staff. Staff is going to be obviously the most expensive. In-house staff, virtual staff, and then other staff, one-on-one staff. These are usually going to be your highest budgets. Most of us spend all of our money on whatever. I was just looking at, as a group, could we figure out some type of auditing on these services you invest in? And can we figure out how to hold them accountable to a return on investment? You sign up for things and if it goes on your card too long, you wake up next year and you have 10 charges to something you signed up that you're like, oh shoot, I forgot I even existed. One of the things that I pride myself on as a business coach is trying to pay attention to all these services and software. And for me to hold a little bit of, yes, this is reasonably successful, pretty good investment. And so I'm always trying to evaluate those. The only way I can do that is through most of you. It is helpful for me that you keep me in tune with, you know, what you've signed up for, what services are working, what's not working, right? And I think, you know, as a community, as a group, whether that's in the Tom Ferry Elite or the Tom Ferry Core or your Compass groups or whatever side groups, you should all be talking about these things. And you should also be bulk negotiating with these guys. So we got, what is that? Is that 5 things in our audit so far? Number 1, the 5-year. Number 2, the database. Number 3, geographic farm, understanding the total addressable market. Number 4, what's working, what's performing, where are you at with Google Business Profile, YouTube, email, social, paid, a little bit of auditing there, right? And then last but not least is some version of accounting to the marketing. What have you guys done? Give me a total count on that stuff. What services have you invested in? I want to know which ones you invested in and then you canceled also. Oh, I paid for this one, but then I canceled it. Cool, I'd love to know that. Ultimately, if we're really getting to the next level, all of this flow through will show up between lead source to marketing efforts by category to dollars spent to return on investment. If we can bridge that gap, it would be amazing, right? Lead sources to type, client sphere, client geographic farm online, services costs to leads, lead acquisition to appointment, and then appointment to dollars. Now we have an actual return on investment profile for the whole thing, right? That would be pretty epic if we could get there. And again, I'm not asking you guys to get all the way there, but can we just get one step closer to that this year? Let's just make some progress in the reporting, accounting, and client acquisition. I'm super excited. One of the things that Lisa Munoz and I will be working on this week was Lisa tracking the referrals inbound versus the referrals converted. We're just working on the conversion number of referral inbound to referral converted because all the other stuff was already handled. Now I get to just work on one thing, and if I can help her get a 10% improvement on referral inbound versus referral converted, and we can clean up the SOPs from inbound referral through the process to long-term nurture to conversion, get a 10% increase in success rate, build out the nice SOP. You guys follow? I want to be in the weeds with you on each one of those elements. If you can't guide me into that spot, here's a spot where I can increase revenue, profitability. There's an opportunity here for us to fix and improve. What did my dad, Mike Ferry, always say? The goal every year is to increase your business by what percent? Zach or Dean, do you remember?
Is it 20?
That's it, 20%. The goal is a 20% increase every year, which is a 100% increase in a 5-year window. A 20% increase. But if I were to say what's a 20% increase, most of you are like, oh yeah, I'd love to have a 20% increase on my income. Show me what lead generation system. Show me in the weeds where the 20% increase is going to come from. Okay. Now, as we roll into next session, if you do a pretty decent job of the auditing, then the next session is easy. The next session is just, okay, we can use either the Tom Ferry business plan, but I just kind of like my 1-page, 135, 145, depending on how you want to play it. The 1 big goal, 3 priorities, and then the 5 strategies. It's going to be very easy if we already have this intel to just go, all right, past clients database, in 2024, you did this many sales, this much revenue. And in 2026, let's set the goal for this many sales and this much revenue. And then there'll be 5 strategies, right? Improve the client relationship, SOP, pre-post, implement the Lisa Munoz thing so that we can get more referrals. Number 1 strategy. Number 2, I really need to make sure that I get implemented the annual 3 comp for every one of the households. I have 431, and this year I need to get every single one of them dialed in. Great. Number 3, I need to. Number 4, I need to. Number 5, I need to. We have 5 things that clearly justify with your database going from this to that. Easy, done. Next category, dominating my geographic territory. This year I got this percentage. Next year I want to get that percentage. Here's the 5 things that I need to do. Patrick, are these confirmed? What do you think? Great, fix that, add this, change that. 5 things for the goals for 2025. Easy. Online brand, digital marketing. Here's the 5 things that we really need to do to take the revenue from X to Y. Great, easy, cool. We got a business plan that actually is based upon reality. So fast, so easy, so quick. Put it up in your office. Let's roll. Do you guys follow me? Find that when we get to this point with Zach, it's like agent referral conversion. So we looked at what he did last year for total number of agent referrals in versus converted, the momentum of this lead generation source, and what he did this year, referrals in versus conversion. It's so easy when we go, hey, this year, what if we added this? What if we improved this, fix this, change that? If we did these things or increased the frequency at which you participated or did something, it's easy to go, yeah, I think we could probably get this many more and convert this percentage. And if you do that across all of yours, you go, hey, YouTube, we can do this. What if we did this with email? What if we did this with your professional network? What if we did this with your previous clients? What if we did this with your geographic farm? And you start stacking all of that. What happens is you see your actual true potential number. And that is a fascinating. Usually the true potential number is this really lofty goal. You will never accomplish all of those, but you can actually see it based upon my reality. If I were to make all of these improvements, actions, add all these systems, do all this work, the reality is I could achieve that. And that is the thing that I like to play with. Our goal is to see how much of it we can get done this next year and how much we can achieve. And, life happens, market cycles happen, but now we know it's fine, right? Like life happens, market cycle happens, things happen, but we know exactly what it would take for you to achieve that next level. And that to me is very exciting.